You ever have to post a video in the morning and then it's like, holy crap, it's 7 p.m. and I gotta post the video on Friday, which is tomorrow, and I still haven't edited or filmed anything. And this is the biggest ranking yet. Pixar, 23 movies, I think, right? 23? Maybe. Yeah, 23. So we're just gonna jump right into this here. Now nobody can hear me. And you can't hear anybody. Well, unless somebody screams. Coming in the last place, A Bug's Life, alright? I forget most of the characters. You went from like a really good movie, Toy Story, to Bug's Life. That's not good. The circus. I almost said circus cars. Because the most Bug's Life I've ever seen is from Cars. They're circus cars. Circus, well, I've seen Bug's Life, but I've seen the car scene more. Anyway. You got the circus bugs are really annoying. Flick doesn't got much to do. There's not much to say about this mod. But it is kind of important to the Pixar timeline, so you gotta add that in there. So yeah, moving on, I guess. Hopper's kind of cool. But guess what? That's also the name of the freaking main villain from Muppets. You guys gotta go see my Muppets ranking. It's pretty good. That's not true. But still. Moving on. 2015. The first year Pixar ever released 2 movies in the same year. 2020 was the second year. Good Dinosaur. What's the worst movie from Pixar in 2015? I used to like this movie a lot more, but as I get older, I don't like it. It's a very good looking movie. The animation, I've never seen better in my life. Don't get me wrong. It's really good up until his dad dies, and then it's like, okay, now I'm kind of bored. Get that reflection out of here, sorry. Spot's kind of annoying. Arlo's kind of annoying. Every character kind of doesn't mean anything other than them. I guess Arlo's dad does, but like he dies, so that's what this movie is going for it. Moving on. Sorry, I'm going really fast, but we got 23 movies to cover, so yeah. Okay, coming up next, Finding Dory. The biggest animated movie of all time. That's true. Financially. How good it is, not true. Okay. As always, Pixar. It looks really good. We went from Blue Sky to Pixar. That was a big jump up, right? Got Marlin, Nemo. Kind of suck on this movie, to be honest. Just like all the other new characters. Okay, they're not new characters, but just like the new characters I met. Dory as well. She's more annoying than ever, so. These first couple movies are gonna be bad, you guys. But next up, it's not gonna be that much better, but still. Coming up next is Brave. What is there to say? As I get older, it's more entertaining, but it's still really annoying at times. None of the jokes are funny. Her mom freaking sucks. Nobody ever likes her. She kind of sucks too, you know. But hey, any movie with Boo in it is a pretty good movie to me. Yeah, this is the second movie in the Pixar timeline. So, yeah, time travel and stuff. Anyway, you have to look up the Pixar theory yourself. I ain't gonna explain it. But I will say, you might want to be on your phone when you're watching this one. Moving on. People are gonna say I ranked A Bug's Life too low and everything, but I just don't like silent films very much. Okay, it's not a 100% silent film. It looks really cool. Very amazing story. It just gets really boring in the second half, you know? I like the character developments and whatever. By and large, taking over the universe. Very important to the Pixar timeline. Yeah. So, Well, and even pretty cool. But it's just, yeah, sometimes it's not good. Okay, moving on again. Okay, next up, Cars 2. A lot of people are going to say I ranked it too high. Honestly, if you give it a chance, it's kind of entertaining. Alright? It may not be the best movie. It may not make any sense at all. But it's entertaining. Sorry, I just had some Cheez-Its. I hate that they made her the main character. You know, all that stuff. But still, the races are really cool. The spy stuff sucks. But yeah, I'm trying to make these like 30-second long talks because it's gonna be long. So yeah. All right, coming up next. Get ready for an unpopular opinion alert. Soul, okay. All right, look, my problem with Soul, there's not that many problems. Just a lot of unanswered questions. We don't know what happens to anybody at the end. And I thought the Soul in the City short would help. No. Or Soul of the City, Soul in the City, I don't know. But Pixar popcorn shorts are not very good. Anything with a cat on the poster as a starring role, not good. Yeah. This movie started off really good, but I really want to see more of The Great Beyond and stuff. But then, you know, they go for like a generic, like swap bodies thing that they go with. Which is kind of lame. 22. I don't even know, man. It's just, I've already been talking about this one for a minute. Holy crap, gotta move on. Bye. Okay, coming up next. Very good characters. You know, I like all the characters. It's just the story at sometimes is kind of dull. You know? But Cheez-It time. I like that. But the bad part is Charles Muntz. Not a very good villain. Like, he's like Carl's hero and everything, but I don't know, the end battle kind of felt boring to me. I didn't feel like there was many stakes. You get what I'm saying. Maybe not. Anyways, moving on. Okay, coming up next, unpopular opinion again. Finding Nemo is this bad. They say there isn't a dull moment. There is. Everything with Nemo is just not very entertaining. Yeah. But the characters are good, you know, as always with these Pixar movies. But mostly the Pixar movies, as the problem is just the plot. Anyway, geez, we're running out of time fast. All right, gotta go. All right, guys, coming up next is Inside Out. Great character design, There's so many plot holes. Most of this doesn't make sense. Why don't they just put the core memories up into the thing with the triple dent gum commercial? That's one a lot of people use, but there's a lot more, you know? Anger, fear, and disgust were not used nearly enough as they should have. I feel like they could have been, like, really main characters. I think the original story with joy and fear going was kind of cool. You know, like, it's okay to be scared. But no, they're like, it's okay to be sad. And it's like, everybody knows that. Anyway, moving on. I remember when Toy Story 4 was, like, leaked. Like, people were talking about what it would be. And I was just this little kid, right? So I was looking it up. And there were all these pictures of... choking on Cheez-Its over here. There were all these pictures of, like, them getting killed by Chucky. And I was like... And then that became a real thing. Anyway. People were saying this movie's unnecessary. Which it is. But that's pretty much the only reason. It's just like... Okay, other than none of Woody and Buzz's friends are used at all. You literally set up all of Bonnie's toys in the third movie to have a great future. And they were just dumped on. They're just left in the van. Might as well not bring them in. on the trip at that point, you know. But, you know, they had a good ending with the police and everything. Benson and his crew. My grandma hates them. Duke Kaboom, Keanu Reeves, man, very good. Ducky and Bunny, very good. Forky, he's alright. Yabby Gabby, whatever. Who else is here? Giggle. Dimples, whatever. Bo and Buzz, cool, but Woody. Alright, if you've seen my toy channel, I got a Cars collection. I like Cars. We're going to talk about Cars for our 2 next spots. But which Cars movie is worse? 3 or 1? We all know 2 sucks. 3 or 1? 3 is worse. Okay, I got you, bro. My brother really likes number 1. So yeah. Cars 3. What do we have to say? Well, it really redeemed Cars 2. I really enjoy this movie. Why is it not as good as Cars 1, though? Well, Cars 1's incredible, and it could never be bad, other than Cars is really generic storyline that about every studio ever has thought of. Yeah, anyway. Cars 3 is really good. I like the music, not as much as the first movie. I like the characters, not as much as the first movie. And, you know, it's like the first movie, but just dialed down a little bit to be not as good. But, yeah, Cruise is alright. Storm, he's cool. McQueen, top notch. As I've already said before, coming up next is the first Cars movie. Very good. Good story. Seen it before, but still. Good characters, mostly. But man, it is just like monsters in your closet. Wow, what a good idea. Toys. I was going to say in your closet, but then I was like, no, under your bed. No, alive. Toys, alive. Superhero family. Robots in space. That's actually kind of old man with house. Flying house. Do you know? And then living cars. People have thought of that before. Pixar. Another one was cooking rats. Yeah. All these really good ideas. But still, very good movie. So, yeah, very good soundtrack too. Life is a Highway, Real Young, and a lot of other songs that don't have words. So, yeah. I also forgot to say Route 66, also a good song. Anyway, Brad Bird made Incredibles. He made Incredibles 2, and he made one other movie. Speaking of rats that cook, Ratatouille. First off, Remy. Okay, that's kind of a real name. That's my cousin's name. Shout out to Remy. Hey. She watches my videos, I think, sometimes, maybe not. Anyway, his actor, I really like him. He also plays Jesse in Minecraft Story Mode, which is a pretty good game. Apparently it's also a show, so that's why I said game. Shoot. I would have liked a Minecraft Story Mode 3. Anyway. So yeah, it's pretty good. Linguini's the best character because he has Incredibles underpants. It's like relatable, bro. Why did I just do that? Anyways, I'm weird. Moving on. And this is why we're here today doing this ranking. Is the theme is for the Toy Story, right? The Lightyear movie. So excited for that. You know, that made me think of the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. Like, can we get a hashtag Get Buzz Lightyear of Star Command movie and show on Disney+? No, that's a really long hashtag, but still, we need it. I may have been the reason that Disney put the Muppet Show on Disney+, because I was, like, commenting on one of the Muppets YouTube videos, like, man, wish they put the Muppet Show from the 70s on Disney+. And they had said, when Disney+ was announced, like, they're not gonna put that because, one, getting all the rights to those like special guest hosts and stuff, and two, nobody would watch it. But 3,000 people liked my comment, and it was the top comment and everything, so they were like, all right, I guess people like it. Anyway, that's just my theory. Maybe they were just like, you know what, the Muppets now sucks, let's just do that. Anyway, Toy Story. First Pixar movie, 1995. They made shorts before this, but yeah. Very good buddy movie, you know? It ain't Toy Story 2 or 3. The animation is not really that great. Definitely the worst animation in Pixar history. But, you know, it's their first movie. What do you expect? But I love this movie. Definitely my favorite movie series ever. That's not true. I like Avengers and Marvel and everything. Anyway, I love this movie. Didn't really talk much about it, but yeah. I spent 2 minutes over here already ranting about freaking Muppets and stuff. Yeah. All right, coming in 8th place. Incredibles 2, ladies and gentlemen. Great, incredible animation. Screenslaver, bad villain. That's why it's this low on the list here. Edna and some of those other great characters from the first movie not used enough. Same with Finding Dory. Also had that problem. Like, you want to bring back those characters, but you don't need them. So you just got to stuff something in there for them. But I think the anti-Edna short was pretty good. The Screenslavers, Hypnotized Guys. Really like that. Seeing real superheroes fight real superheroes instead of fighting people with weapons, you know? Dash is there because he was there in the first movie. He's not really used for anything. Could have given him, like, some... Well, he has his math, but, like, track meets and stuff. Could have been cool to see. Lucius, as always, he's on The Bachelor. You know, apparently Honey didn't work out because, I mean, she's a superhero now. She was on the boat in the movie, so that's cool. Anyway, moving on. I really like this movie. Incredible, fighting the bad guys, pow, 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 for all zone. I'm a bad singer, anyway. And my 21 Pilots videos would agree. Anyway, coming in at number 7, I believe, right? Yeah, Coco. Very good movie. My favorite holiday movie of all time. So we got Ernesto de la Cruz. Very good villain. Okay, Disney sucks it to his villains, but Pixar, top notch, dude. As always with Pixar, right? Oh, my friend, when Coco came out, they were like talking about how Grandma Coco dies. And then they're like, Grandma Coco, go back home to your family that's dead. And then he made a song out of it, and then he's like, Grandma Coco, go back home, Grandma Coco. Remember when you could hang out with friends? Oh, you guys still are? Yeah, not me. Yeah, that was in like 4th grade, man. Anyway. Dante. Hector. And Miguel. Very good characters. Miguel, Hector, and Ernesto are really good trio of plot, you know? Anyway, moving on. Go back home, go. Okay, Toy Story 2, next up. Shout out to Connor for that song, by the way, if I didn't already. Toy Story 2 is next up. And we got Jesse and Bullseye introduced to the gang. Very good character. Well, maybe not Bullseye. He's cool, but not very important to the future. Jessie, also not very important to number 4, but she's important to number 3. Buzz and Woody back at it again with the bro ham. I don't know what I'm saying. The airport scene, love it. Al's toy barn and living at Al's place, love it. I really like the scene where Buzz is like, I traveled all this way to save that toy because I believed in him. What do you believe in him with? That life is the only meaning. The only meaning of life for a toy is being there for your kid. I traveled all that way for this toy because I believed in it. That's a pretty good moment. Every Toy Story has its tearful moments, right? Anyway, second best Toy Story movie is Toy Story 2. So, really like it. Moving on. Okay, kicking off the top 5. Onward. Tom Holland, Chris Pratt. What is this, Infinity War? No, it's not, but it might as well be because it's super good. I also really love this movie because me and my brother, relatable stuff for her. But no, it's just an all-out good movie, you know? It feels really short most of the time, right? But yeah, I really like how, so he ends up being like him and he ends up being like him with Ian and Barley, right? Anyway, this movie's really good. I wish I could do like full, like talks about certain movies, but The Double Moons, where, I don't know what I was gonna say about them. Oh, but this mountain, that's one of the axioms from Wall-E. So that's how they got all their technology and human stuff. Anyway, it's a whole Pixar theory. You gotta look it up yourself. Moving on. Unpopular opinion, Monsters, Inc. is not as good as Monsters University, as you can see here. Yeah. So, make it like their pictures on like the magazines and stuff where Mike is covered. Anyway, I love this movie. You got Boo, you got Randall, Mike and Sully, of course, Celia, Willia, Googly Bear. Anyway, it's a really good movie. Why is it not as good as Monsters University? Well, the animation, they kind of look plastic at times, you know? But I guess that might be what they're going for, because, like, monsters don't look like us. Anyway, Sully has freaking 2 million hairs and then 7 million in the next movie. So, gosh, man, that's a lot of animation. Yeah, I really like this movie. I just don't like that, how it's ended, you know? Like, I get that laughs is, like, more happy, but monsters are supposed to scare you. Also, wouldn't it make more sense for them to scare the parents than the kids? I don't know, because, like, the kids believe in that they exist, but the parents wouldn't. They'd just be freaking shocked, and, man, that would rock your world. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, moving into the top 3. All right, so Pixar used John Lasseter for their first 3 movies in the 90s. Then the 2000s came along. They used Pete Docter, who's president of Pixar now, for Monsters, Inc. Then, Finding Nemo, they had Andrew Stanton, so they needed somebody new to come in. And they picked the perfect man, Brad Bird, to make The Incredibles. All right. Incredibles, 6th Pixar movie. I heard 6 was a bad number. Look again, because it gets 3rd place. I like how they all have their human, like normal human stuff. And then they also have like their stuff with their powers. Syndrome is much better than the Screenslaver. You know, important characters in this one. No, but it's really good plot. I just wish Mr. Incredible wasn't trapped for a lot of it, you know? And I wish Jack was, you know, like this was a real scene, like Jack was with him. And that's like where he learned his powers and stuff. Because, like, think about it, he never really would see his family use his powers. Well, I guess at the dinner table he did. That might have sparked his powers to come out. Anyway, I don't want to go into theories right now. All right, I have it wrote down as Toy Story 3 being next, but I was thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, Monsters University, you only are gonna get 2nd place. All right, characters are great. Hey, look, I did that same thing to Mike again, just in the corner. Characters, you gotta love them. I love the competition, you know, it's all good. The biggest scene in Monsters history is in this movie. It's the river scene with Mike and Sully. Really love it. I just realized, why is only the Uzma Kappa team wearing MU stuff, not Uzma Kappa stuff? Anyway, I really like where Randall gets a start, Sully and Mike. And then the characters that don't even show up again are also really good. The guy that plays Johnny Whirlington, I'm trying to hold this thing. Johnny Whirlington, the main villain, also plays Sterling from Cars, so that's kind of cool. Cars 3. I thought you might want to know that, but you probably already did. George Sanderson, also in this movie, if you didn't notice him in it, so that's cool. Wish they would have dived more into Fear Attack versus MU. But, you know, maybe they're saving that for another day. Probably not. Oh, they're probably done with the monsters. Anyway, I really like this movie. Moving on. Lee Unkrich officially made the greatest Pixar movie of all time. Alright. Whoop-de-doo. Alright. So, what is so good about Toy Story 3? Well, let's get through the plot because we already know every character's going to be amazing. Well, they start out with an incredible action scene of Andy's imagination. Man, I wish they made movies about my imagination. What I would do with my toys. That would have been cool movies. No, it wouldn't. It would probably just be Avengers just headbutting each other over and over. Anyway, so then Andy's an adult now. So, like, he's going to college. The toys aren't getting played with. And then they go to daycare. And, dude, they think it's good, but it's not. But Woody's the only one that knows that, right? So he leaves. Then he goes finds Bonnie's toys. And they're like, oh, yeah, you're right. They are bad guys there. So then he goes back and finds out that Buzz turned him bad. And then all their friends were in jail. So they had to do a jailbreak out. Break out of jail, right? Dude, such a good movie. And then they made it back to Andy, said goodbye, then went to Bonnie's house. The end of the Toy Story saga forever. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the most amazing trilogy of all time. But screw that! Toy Story 4 happened. No, but Toy Story 4's ending is better than Toy Story 3's. Like, with Woody and Buzz leaving. That's the end of Toy Story. Them leaving Andy, you could do more stuff. Woody leaving Buzz, that's it. You're done. Maybe some shorts, but yeah. Anyway, Toy Story 3, one of my top 10 movies of all time. Really love this movie. We'll talk about it more when I do my top 10 movies ever. Once I'm done doing all these rankings. I'm never doing a Disney ranking. That's way too many movies. The biggest ranking I'm doing is like 36 DreamWorks movies. So, strap in, everybody. My Betrayal's partner. You know, that was a pretty good ending. Oh, shoot, it's still going. I gotta think of another one. Oh, I got it. To Infinity and Beyond.